All right, guys, it's time for that Hot 10 theme list. Today's theme from CBSI, Top 10 Marvel Villains that have yet to appear in the MCU. All right, guys, we're going to get into this. This is comicbookinvest.com. They gave me this list, and I'm giving it to you. Check them out because there's actually an 11th book, an 11th character, an honorable mention. Go over there. Again, comicbookinvest.com. Check them out. They have a great batch of articles. You never know. You may learn a few things. So let's get into it. Let's get into this list. Again, top 10 Marvel villains not yet appeared in the MCU. Let's start at number 10. This is Elektra. This is from Daredevil 168. A good book, a lot of value. Frank Miller, super affordable with a lot of potential. Again, nobody on this list has appeared in the MCU, which means there's room for these books to grow. We've all learned by now a character, a first appearance book pops when there's rumors, when there's a trailer, when there's a casting, and when the movie comes out. Well, here you go. Elektra. Yes, we've seen Elektra on the big screen. Yes, we've seen Elektra on the small screen. But let's see if we can bring her over to the MCU. Let's see if she even ever makes it. And with that, let's go down to number 9. This is Tomb of Dracula, number 1. Dracula. We haven't seen Dracula yet, which makes total sense because I don't want to give things away, but we know the Blade is coming. But we don't know if Dracula is going to be the main villain or not. We have no idea. There have been a lot of rumors that Marvel does want to bring a horror genre into the MCU. Well, how can you have a horror genre without Dracula? We know Blade is here. He's already coming. The movie's coming. We know this. It's a fact. Dracula may be right behind. Let's go down to number 8. This is Amazing Spider-Man 238, first appearance of the Hobgoblin. Again, rumors swirling that Hobgoblin is coming. Spider-Man movie trailer is coming out literally tonight as I'm recording this. Tonight, the trailer is coming out. Rumors swirling that we're going to get a Hobgoblin tease at the end of that movie. Is it true? Is it not? I don't know. I don't read too much into rumors, but we do already have a Ned, so it's possible. We'll see. I don't know. Remember with this book, guys, Amazing Spider-Man 238, always check the back because there are tattoos in there. And if those tattoos are missing, you'll get that green label from CGC or you'll get a really low grade because technically the book is incomplete. Let's go down to number 7, an absolute favorite among X-Men collectors and X-Men fans. This is X-Men 12, first appearance of the Juggernaut. Yes, we've seen Juggernaut now twice on the big screen, but technically not yet in the MCU. I personally don't think Juggernaut will come to the MCU. I could be totally wrong. I'm just saying we've already had him represented twice, once not so great and once pretty good. He was in Deadpool. I'm sure you guys have seen the second Deadpool movie. So I don't know. Do we want to see Juggernaut again? I don't need to. Maybe I'm wrong. And that's what's great about these lists. You guys yell at me like crazy. I want to hear too if there's anyone we left out because this list is going to get really good really fast. Moving down to my favorite book. And if you guys watch the channel, you know how much I have invested in this book, how many copies I own. This is Fantastic Four, annual number 6, first appearance of Annihilus, an absolute badass character, awesome villain who needs to be in the MCU, and he is coming. He's definitely coming to the MCU. He has to. He's too great of a character. There's too much storyline there, too many possibilities of big, broad stories that will take place across multiple movies. Watch this book and be careful with this book. This is an annual from the 60s. It's a square bound. A lot of issues with those older square bound books. So keep an eye on that. Condition is, it's hard to get a high grade on that book. Where are we? Number 5. Oh, this is a monster. This character has to come to the MCU. This is Iron Fist number 14, first appearance of Sabertooth. Now, I definitely want to see Sabertooth. I want to see him done well. I want him to be done right. We've kind of seen him twice, I believe, on the big screen. One was definitely better than the other. Oh my God, Sabertooth from the first X-Men movie was horrendous, but I want to see him brought to the MCU the right way. I want him to look awesome. Absolute fan. I'd rather see Sabertooth than Juggernaut at this point. And I do like Juggernaut, don't get me wrong, but I want to see Sabertooth done well. How about, here we go, last four. Last four. These books are all fantastic. No pun intended. That 3 of these 4 are even more fantastic than the rest. And I do want to remind you guys to hit up comicbookinvest.com. This is their list, and there is an 11th list. And I do want to hear from you in the comments if you think someone was left out, because there's a lot of options out here, So I want to hear it from you. Let's get to number 4 now. This is Fantastic Four number 4, first appearance of Namor, Submariner. Yes, we know he's coming in Black Panther number 2, but technically he hasn't come to the MCU yet. This is kind of like, we'd almost put an asterisk next to this one because he's kind of coming. So great character. I'm very excited for this. I'm super excited for him to come. I'm excited for the second Black Panther movie. I'm curious how they're going to do things. We'll see. I mean, it's heartbreaking. Chadwick Boseman was absolutely incredible as the Black Panther. Amazing job. He was, in my opinion, he was the best part of that movie. Even, I know people loved Killmonger and he was great too, but I thought Chadwick Boseman was awesome. And we had him in a few movies. It's just a little heartbreaking. So there you go, Namor. Let's go to number 3. This is Fantastic Four 48. First full appearance of Silver Surfer, but the first cameo of Galactus and the Money Book compared to FF49. Galactus has got to be coming. We watched Eternals. We saw a lot of time and effort and storyline based around the Celestials. Well, Galactus, Celestial, bring him on in. He's due. People have been specking on this book for literally years, like 4 years, 3-4 years. I know my man Dennis has been buying these up for years in hopes that we would get him to the MCU. We have to. Great book. Great, let's see, investment book. But I always say 49's got the better cover. Let's go down to number 2, only 2 left. And this one, again, we've had this character depicted quite a few times. Should we get him in the MCU? This is X-Men number 1. First appearance of the X-Men and all those guys. But more importantly, because of this list, Magneto. Super expensive book. Very expensive. Is there room for this book to grow? I don't know. I thought we really saw the peak of this thing a while ago, and it just kept going. I think it's quiet now. It's settled down a little bit, but man, we start getting whispers of mutants, and forget it. This thing may go to another stratosphere. Last but not least, the number 1 book on our list. You guys are probably all thinking it, and you are definitely 100% correct. In Fantastic Four number 5, first appearance of Doctor Doom, the next big baddie. Has to be Doctor Doom, and if it's not him, it's going to be a combination of maybe Doom, maybe Galactus, maybe Annihilus, or multiple stories, or maybe there is no more big baddie in the MCU, but smaller multiple movie arcs where we don't get a 10-year Thanos anymore, but maybe we get a 4-year Kang. Maybe we get a 3-year Annihilus story arc, and we get the smaller arcs in the future, and no more big giant Infinity War saga 10-year story. But Doctor Doom has to come to the MCU. He doesn't need to be in Fantastic Four number 1. I truly don't believe we need him in Fantastic Four number 1, but we do need Victor Von Doom, and he's got to be coming to the MCU. Thank you guys for watching so much. Don't forget comicbookinvest.com. Give them a look. There is an 11th honorable mention book, character. Check it out. Read some of those articles. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know down below who we left out. And as always, keep it comics.